Hey guys, I'm Looney. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very small book haul for you guys. I went shopping a while ago. I've had these books sitting around for a minute and I thought, why not film a video and show what I got? So first we have an indigo bag. 2 books in here. So first one is Song of Achilles. This is a special edition copy. I bought it because I think I had like the book zoomies and I was like, oh, this is so nice. I've heard good things about Song of Achilles, so I will be reading this. Again, I bought it for the cover. Not too big on the spade edges. Like once the dust settled, I'm like, I don't know if I like the spade edges as much, but you know, I got it, so we'll be reading this and I'll let you guys know if I like the book. Then I got The Maid. This is a third book. This is the third book in the series. It was on the table like for the Canadian authors and I bought it without realizing that it was the third book. I started reading some of it and it felt like I was in the middle of a story. I'll put like the first 2 books up on the screen. So I'll have to buy the first and second book before I can even read this one. But I have it regardless. And then I bought there's 7 books in here from Book Outlet. I've learned about them for like a year now as like a cheaper book alternative. So as I show you guys the books, I'll put up on the screen how much they cost like at like an Indigo in comparison to the prices. So first, let's see, George Orwell, Down and Out of London. This is a book on his personal experiences living in poverty in like cities in the world who were considered pretty luxurious, despite there being like the Great Depression. I like George Orwell books. In university we've read a fair share amount of books. Animal Farm in grade 12, To Shoot an Elephant I read in my first year of uni, which is why I also got A Clergyman's Daughter. This book also takes place during the 30s, so nearing the end of the Great Depression. It follows a girl who wakes up in the middle of London and she has amnesia, and that sounded interesting enough. I hope I'm gonna put this at the top of my list to read for the month of June. But yeah. And then we have Hemingway. We have 2 books. I specifically waited for these to get back in stock because I like the covers are super cute. I have The Snows of Kilimanjaro, which is about an old guy who basically climbs up the Kilimanjaro mountains and he like discovers like he like, you know how like some people climb the Mount Everest as like an accomplishment or for whatever. Like this is kind of the gist of this book. And then I have To Have or To Have Not. Again, this is another book that surprisingly takes place during the Great Depression. It follows a man who is a fisher and he also sells or transports illegal substances between Cuba and Florida as a means for survival, because being a fisherman during the Great Depression wasn't that great. So this is a shorter book. I hope I'll read this also for June. Then we have The 7 Faceless Saints. This one I purely bought because of the vibe and the cover. I genuinely have no idea what's happening in this book. This will probably be pushed to July for me to read because it's a lengthier book. This is a dual. When I searched the book afterwards, like before I filmed this video, I realized that this is a duology. So there's a second book, a sequel, the back, and I can't wait to see what this book has. It seems interesting enough. I think I'll like it. Then we have The Librarianist, where this librarian is retired. He is surrounded by his books, and he's coming to terms with how lonely he's been in his life. A strange turn of events is basically what prompts him back into rejoining his community. This will probably be a fall reading. Because when I think of libraries, I think of like cozy and like the fall. The last book I got is Where the Sleeping Girls Lie, which is a dark academia book. It takes place in a high school. Sade is the main character. She joins this school after being homeschooled her entire life, and on the very first night she's there, her roommate disappears and she's the prime suspect. And this book, the reason why I specifically got it is because the same author that wrote Ace of Spades wrote this book, and I really enjoyed Ace of Spades, and I really enjoyed the author's like writing style, so I thought this would be a very interesting read. Again, I think I'll read this like ending August or early into September because it takes place at school, and September is when I'll be back at school. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what books you would be interested in hearing me talk about, or which books you guys have read from this list, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.